Doesn't work. Okay. Okay, it does work. All right. So, there we go. There's that. Unmute. All right. Oh, it is the 29th. I'm a day behind. I can change that after, though. That's all right. All right. So now I gotta get. Actually, it doesn't really matter. We'll just go with that. All right. So we can start now. Not much we can do there. What do we want to do here? Do we want to lead or check? I think we can do either. We'll check this time. Over here we 3-bet and got jammed on. Or not 3-bet, we ISO'd. We got limp jammed on. Mike has big echo. Alright, let me fix that. Calling here. I'll mute it for a second. Alright, I gotta listen to this, so I gotta talk again just to see what it sounds like. I'm not sure, I think it sounded normal on my side. I don't know what it sounds like on the other end, though. Not sure, I got it on super low latency as well. Alright, let me test that one more time. The latency is so fast, I can't, it's going so quick, I can't have time to mute. Did that change anything, or is it still exactly the same? That's weird. I don't know why, I don't know, What does this sound like? Is it no good? She says it's not no echo on her side. Hmm. Maybe try opening it open again in a new tab maybe? I don't know. Yeah. It sounded normal when I tested it there. Yeah, I got no lights on in here, so or a very small light, I should say. Ah, had it open Discord and website. Okay. Crisis averted. Let's get back to it, shall we? And now now what's going on here? Now we got another problem. All right. Or we had a problem. There. Now it's working. Anyway, up here we 3-bet this. We get an overcall. That's always that's always exciting. What do we want to do on this board? Do we want to bet? I think against 2 fish. We're just going to do that. What do we want to do on turn, though? I'm going to do this. And if we get jammed on, we're going to be very unhappy. And now the hand is going to play itself for river. Do we ever check river? I'm going to check river. He must jam an ace himself. There's no way he checks an ace here. Is there? Yeah. So unfortunately, he had Jack 10. He had Jack 10 with the pair, but I think I like the river check there because he should jam an ace himself most likely, and we take advantage of his missed flush draws and like 6, 7 and stuff. So I think that's okay. Down here, I'm going to use this as a bet check call. And once he doesn't bet, we'll do this. Over here, we 3-bet this and checked it down all the way. And I think we'll go like half pot or so. Try to rep that we have kings or queens. It's the whole reason for checking that hand is to protect some of those under pairs to the ace. Please tell me yeah, okay. I didn't start the timer. That's and I have to use a timer because I'm stopping and starting so much when I take breaks and go outside and whatnot. So, yeah. Halifax Champ. Check out this guy's name here. He's from Canada, so I guess he's from here. Good chance he's terrible then. Just gonna bet. Don't say that out. There's no delay on this also, so we should be interacting in pretty much real time now. I got it on as low of a latency as I can get it, so don't say what out loud. What did I say out loud? The Canadian thing? The Halifax thing? Trips over here. We'll start with a bit. Down here with the ace-9, we're going to try and get this showdown. I'm going to fold the ace-9 if I'm on the right table. I think I was. Here with a7, I'm going to continue to check. Oh. Yeah. Your fault. Here, I don't think we get folds from pocket pairs. Maybe something like ace-10 folds, but yeah, we're not going to be bluffing this. Don't think he folds that, so... Yeah, no, there's only one other person that'll ever see this, so... not that that's much different from a Twitch stream, really. It might, instead of one other person, there might be 2 other people that would see it, but... Yeah. Not gonna open that. So I was gonna chew table. That was the initial plan, but then I started thinking about it, and there I go thinking again. And I can't really make it the numbers of two tabling make sense with the way this whole thing works with the rake back. I just don't think I'm going to have the win rate to make up for the lack of, not that it's big rake back now, but I'm just not going to have the win rate to make up for the, it just doesn't, I don't think it makes sense. So that's why I'm 4 tabling instead of 2, like I said I was going to do. So up here we have this. I guess we could bet, we could check. We'll check this time. I'm going to treat this sort of like an ace high, only it's obviously a lot better than ace high, but I'm going to treat it like that. And obviously we're never going to fold to this size. 9-3 of diamonds. That was... I don't know what that was actually. So we're not going to look at any graphs today. Purely an hours thing. Nothing, no monetary result, even though I've kind of set not a monetary goal, but I've kind of set an expectation of how, or what I would like at the minimum, let's say, but that's not for a long time. How big do we make this? Like that big? And down here, we'll just bet this after we ISO the 2 limpers. There was actually limp. Hmm. Now what? I'm just gonna send it in for his 40 blinds. And we'll call it a day. Oh, he has the nuts. Okay. Meanwhile, over here, we are gonna bluff this one all the way, as they say. Down here we'll 3-bet. So that one was, I think, relatively standard. We called pre-flop, check called the flop, and got the sort of the nut turn for us to continue on. Up here we're getting 4-bet. We're going to call this time. A lot of stuff happening here on the 4 tables. He goes for the half pot. We are a bit deeper. We'll peel. And down here I'm just going to hit the call button and not really care. King 10 offsuit. That's not a defend to a 3-bet. Ace queen. I think I will bet this one. For not very big. Because I'm just not going to have any bluffs here. If I don't bluff with this, I have no bluffs. Something like king queen I'm not going to bet. Because I don't want to get blown off the equity. But ace queen doesn't mind bet folding as much. Question becomes, do we bluff river if he calls? That's going to be the dilemma if we, well, we don't have to worry about it now, but over here we got check, flop, check, check. We lead small on turn and get raised. Gonna pretty happily call. And I expect to see something like ace jack with the ace of spades a fair bit, or something like that. Ace king with the spade, something like that. And then obviously some flushes as well, but yeah, there's not much we can do. Or aces that doesn't bet flop and then overplays his hand. Okay, very strange. We'll take it though, we got lucky. Up here we'll half pot. Yeah, why not? Just half pot again. Why not? So what does he have here? Ace 9, ace 7 I guess he could have. Ace X of spades. What bluffs can he have? Missed spades. Random bluffs. I think I'm gonna call this size. He didn't, I mean, if he shoved or something, I would obviously fold, but I'm gonna call this size. Random bluff it is. Okay. This makes no sense. Now, the problem with that exact spot there is I just don't have that much ace X, so... And I think having the 9, it's better, I think, to have a 9, well, for bluff catching purposes anyway, it's better to have the 9 than, say, kings there. Because we block ace 9, which is nice. That's one of the ways he could have an ace. Whereas with kings, we don't really block anything. So if I'm going to call, I think a 9 always calls, and maybe not every pocket pair calls. But you have to call some of them, I think. At least, that's all obviously theoretically speaking, not... Yeah, and that's just a guess also. I don't know exactly how it would be structured, but something like that. It's never going to matter. We're never going to see him again. Which is why I guess theory is relevant, I suppose. All right, that. We flop top set over here. And we'll start with a small bet. Get raised on these boards a lot from these positions, it seems like. When I have ace king, anyway. Back to our friend over here who played the aces in a very bizarre way a little while ago. Not our flop. Down here we flop flush draw. Do we want to check call or check raise? I mean, we can do either. I think we'll check raise this time. Just going to fold up here with the ace-8. That's a pretty classic turn there. I think we can still bet, though. I'll do that size. Normal-ish size. Reason being, I think there's some chance that he has just some sort of like ace high bet call. I mean, maybe he doesn't bet that on the flop, but and I'm going to give up with the hearts. That's not our run out. And he didn't like that river. Okay. I think that's okay. I don't know how much ace X bets the flop, but I think it's okay. Down here, we'll go and do that. We were drawn dead, though. It's going to be perfectly reasonable still, I think, to check raise, though. Even against the big size, I think it's okay. I don't know. Maybe against the big size, we don't want to do that as much, but it won't be the end of the world either way. Over here, we had bottom pair or middle pair. Turned open ender with flush draw and hit said open ender. And I think we'll block river, right? Couple things happening here. We got this 3-bet pot. And down here we've got this one where I bet flop. I'm going to give up on turn. Not going to always barrel just because we have a gut shot. Probably could have even checked flop with this sometimes and bet when I have a diamond. But yeah, probably will do that actually. It's just not that time. So yeah, so we're not looking to not looking to light the world on fire or anything. Not in terms of results. Maybe in terms of hours, it's ambitious with my track record, perhaps, but we will squeeze here. I guess we'll make it something like that. A little bit deeper. we'll go with half pot size on flop. Probably going to be barreling this one fairly often. Not sure we'll go 3 streets, but we might, depending on what the river is. Yep. That's a good enough river for me. Sometimes they're going to run into top set. That's going to happen. But, or even a hand like ace jack, that or jack 9 that doesn't fold, I should say. Alright, don't bluff that guy. He's happy to... he's happy to just never fold, I guess. That would be the type of hand we're targeting. I mean, we got the right combo to do it with, so... And I think the right stack depth. I mean, calling off 90 blinds there on the river with jack 9 is not going to be a good idea. But I think I had the right hand to bluff with, so happy to do it, even though it didn't work. I think ace 5 over here with the backdoor flush draw we call. This was a donk lead as well. Obviously we're drawn to the dummy end, but it's alright. I think when we got the backdoor flush draw with it, we want to be calling there. 3-bet down here. ISO this. We'll have pot flop. Garner a little extra fold equity, maybe. I'm gonna call 5s on the button over here. Got a fish in the blind. This dude's he's actually, his stats don't look that fishy, but he's understacked, so there's no way. No way he's a regular, right? A reasonable flop here with the King 10 of offsuit cards. King 10 of nothing. That's what offsuit should be. We will check raise. Over here, pocket 9s. This will be a pure call. I believe maybe theoretically we 4-bet sometimes, but I'm going to pure call it, I think, against these guys. And on this board, even with the 9 of clubs, I don't think there's a whole lot we're going to get to do. I don't think, especially that's almost a half pot bet. It's like 40% or something, so it's not even real small. So I can't see 9s continuing there against almost half pot. This spot. This dude does 3-bet a lot. We are deep with him though, so it kind of sucks. And I'm gonna go a little bigger. Cold 4-bets normally be a bit smaller, but I think when we get deeper like this, we go bigger. I think. I don't know. Maybe we don't. Maybe because since, yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe that's wrong, but I'm going to fold once he does that. So maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's too big. I don't know. I have to run that one through the salt or the, you know what, and see what size they use. I can't remember. It seems like we should go a little bigger, but yeah, and I think for that size, you'd say, oh, you can never fold ace king there when you make it that big, but yeah, the dude just got a player behind. He's got no bluffs for one. And yeah, probably kings plus, queens plus, kings plus, probably not even queens. Oh, I just bluffed this guy that called me with the jack 9. I'm ignoring my own label. I think pocket 8's up here. I'm going to fold. 8 seems like a pretty bad hand to bluff catch with there. I mean, it never folds, but I'm going to have the 8 of hearts when I continue and fold when I don't have the 8 of hearts. I guess maybe that's, I don't know. Yeah, people don't check raise enough, so it doesn't matter. You can analyze it from 1,000 different perspectives, and it's not going to matter. They don't check raise enough, so does not matter. I'm going to bluff this 4 high here. Seems like we should. And we have aces down here. A 3-bet pot over here. Just going to bet. Why not? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Gonna continue when we had the backdoor flush draw and everything, but once he bets turn, we're completely done. Just no bluffs. And over here we'll do that. And down here, what are we gonna do? Gonna give up, I guess, right? Yeah. Our hand seems pretty bad overall to be. Gonna pot river, I think. We're not getting called by a 10 anyway, so try and get called by an ace. Over here, I think we just call it off. 39%. I think it'll be close enough for 9 blinds. Trying to not really think about the bluff that went wrong. but it lingers a little bit when they don't work. It lingers even when they work sometimes, but I'll be back anyway. All right, let's continue this. Hours are all that count. Yep, that's what we're here for. It's a good play, I think, but it's not that it's a bad play. It's just, I mean, it's perfectly reasonable to play. That does matter. It's not just hours. I mean, you have to try and play well, but it's a good play, so there's nothing. Or I think, I'm pretty sure it is. Actually, I know it is. So here we 3-bet. I'm gonna start with the small flop bet. And yeah, I think again this is another reasonable spot to bet. Could have bet bigger though. I think the sizing might be Sizing might not be exactly correct, but not the end of the world. That's a function of 4tabling, or a product of, I should say. Down here, we just try and show this down. Yeah, I almost forgot the timer. Had to play with the timer because I could play a 4-hour session, or call it a 4-hour session, and then with the breaks and the sitting out and everything, it'll actually be like 3.5 hours of not playing. So, gotta use the timer. Gotta remember the timer as well. That's so far I'm ahead on the timer though, which, if anything, means I'm actually gonna bet this, which means I'm gonna play longer than 4 hours at this rate. So, which I do that anyway. I always make sure I have 4 hands going before I start it. I'm gonna bet again here. And he's gonna have an ace a fair amount, something like ace 6 or ace deuce suited or whatever, but we're gonna want to bet some hands, and this is one I'm gonna choose to bet. I'll go with normal size on river. Pretty sure that's what he's going to end up having. Oh, look. Shocking. He had ace 5. Oh. That could not find a fold at any point. People don't really like to fold. That's a fact of these games. So bluffing's not like a... Depends on the player. And that's the problem with Zoom. It depends on the player. You never really know. Hard. It's just hard on 4 tables, but we won't get into that. We already know that. It's hard to play. It's hard to make adjustments on 4 tables. We know that. It doesn't need to be reiterated every 3 minutes. Better check here. I'm going to check this time. Perfectly reasonable hand to check call with. We do block stuff like 7-4 and 5-7, which isn't great for like a multi-street bluff catch, but certainly check calling flop. No question. And obviously, it's kind of weird on turn. Like, I think his size should be an overbet or a check. And he goes with the check. So what will my bluffs be? I guess I could bluff with something like... It doesn't matter what my bluffs could be, actually. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But I like to think that way, because that's the theoretical way of thinking about it. But it really doesn't matter what I could theoretically be bluffing with. I can find bluffs if I want them. Down here. Yeah, let's bet again. We'll just bet fold. Try and get an earlier start tomorrow than what I have to. I give this guy, actually, we'll give him that label for now. But yeah, 7 hours tomorrow, and then 7 hours the next day. I think I'm going to do 2 sessions tomorrow, so it'll be 2 separate videos. So it'll be like 3.5, 3.5, or 3 and 4 or 4 and 3. Doesn't really matter. Down here, we're going to start with a check. Start with a check. Over here, I'm going to fold 8s just because we lose to a 9. And a fish could be donking something like that. And we'll go for the check call with our nut gut shot. It sounds very dirty, but it's not. At least not in poker. Folding turn. Not much we can do with just the gut shot there. Yeah, before when I was playing, I was giving myself no leeway whatsoever for mistakes. Or what I mean, I don't even know what actual mistakes are all the time, but what I thought were mistakes, I was giving myself no leeway, and you have to on 4 tables. You really can't be, I mean, you can be critical, but you can't be like you know, super Nazi critical. Because you're gonna, I mean, there's no, it's just gonna happen on 4 tables. You don't have the time to think. For one, you got multiple thoughts at the same time, and yeah, it's just the workload is too heavy to. It's just gonna happen. This spot. We're gonna do that. I don't like it because the dude's nitty. I think if he jams, we're not happy at all. Not even slightly. But ace king suited is gonna go in, and there's nothing I can do about it. Even though he is 16, 15, 12 over 8, it's not a big enough sample. It's about as bad of a flop as you can get with ace king of hearts. We'll start with a check, and we're just gonna check fold this one. And we'll continue down the path of check folding. This dude's short, unfortunately. So I guess we do that. Could even just call, but we go for the small size on flop. Not the best turn. I mean, we're not going to be folding with this stack to pot ratio, but yeah. And we got this down here. We have a flush, which is nice. Not sure. Blocking the king is obviously not good, but yeah, play it pretty straight up. Hard for us to have bluffs here. Sometimes he will have a hand like king 10, king 8. That we lose to, but and down here against the shorty, I don't love this spot. I'm going to check though. Okay, he makes life very easy on us. It's nice of him to do that. Over here, what do we want to do? No back doors. I guess we'll just check fold this time. Could bet against someone who's too wide, but I think we get floated a lot, and we got no. I mean, we got absolutely nothing, like no back doors at all. Well, we got the backdoor straight draw, but we got no backdoor flush draw. No real prospects to look forward to. So we move on. Which is acceptable. So what's going on up here? This dude's using a very small size on flop. Alright. Okay, you win. Probably overfolding there on turn. Because I'm peeling so wide, but that's fine. Not the end of the world. This dude is so nitty. We're just going to fold king 9. We won't fold kings up here, though. Well, we got an ace-high board, but we do have the king of diamonds. This seems like a fine spot to just check to me. Imagine if we had kings, no diamond, what would we want to do? And these monotone boards are going to get checked a bit anyway, especially particularly when the ace is on board. A lot of our flushes come from the ace-x of diamonds, so... And over here, there's nothing we can do with ace-king suited but 4-bet. And back over here. Pot river. Snap fold. Okay. So I think the link, I don't know if you're still hearing, you might have fell asleep by now, but the link I don't think ever changes to the stream. I think it's always the same. So I might do some streams where I'm not, I don't have the camera on, particularly when I'm by myself and there's nobody here. I don't think it matters as long as it's hours played. It doesn't matter if the camera's on or not. Or it might be times when I'm here in the middle of the night if I do choose to play in the middle of the night, which I hope not, or not too often. I might have both off. I might just have the table showing and might not even talk. But that's unlikely. That'll be if I'm having an episode of some sort. King 10 suited, what do we do? Mostly call, I think. The buttons work. Yeah, so I might, because I like to talk through the decisions even when I'm by myself. So, probably won't have the microphone off ever when I'm playing, but might have the camera off sometimes. Down here we have aces, and we'll check, because that's what we do with a lot of hands here. And we face pot-sized bets. Alright. We're going to continue against pot-sized bet. And now he goes smaller. Pot-sized bet, smaller. Yeah, that's pretty fishy. I'm going to go... We're going to raise... If we get 3-bet shoved on or something, we're not going to be too happy, but if he has a hand like king, queen, or ace, queen, or some sort of flush draw, we want to get it all. When he has king, queen, ace, queen, queen 10. I mean, we just saw the jack 9 guy not fold in that hand where I was bluffing, so... You know, if he has a set, he's going to win the whole stack. If he has 6, 7 of hearts or ace, deuce of hearts, he's also going to win the whole stack. He does not. Unless he folded it, which would be absurd. Let's do that here. Jesus, over here we've got a multi-way pot. Everybody and his brother has gotten in on the action here pre-flop. We do have a draw to the nuts. It's not a nut gut shot, it's a nut open-ender this time. So, we will be calling, continuing by call. Not quite the turn we wanted. Probably gonna have to check fold turn depending on the size. I think, yeah, not gonna be folding to this size. I think he has at least the only problem is we might not have the implied odds on river, but yeah, not gonna fold. If it was the three of, say, clubs, I'd be a little more likely to fold, but I know it's weird to say that, but I think all of our outs are going to be clean. So if we hit, say, the eight of spades or king of spades, I think our outs are. I think we still mostly win. Whereas because he can't have queen x of spades, whereas it was the three of clubs, and the river comes the eight of clubs or king of clubs, then he could have queen jack of clubs, and we lose, and some of our outs aren't clean. But I think there we just call for half pot. And up here, unfortunately, we're going to have to bluff. And I think our bluff size will be something like that. We had 4 high, so we're playing the board. We're never going to win the pot. Down here, this is interesting. I don't know. Maybe I should have just raised. Not sure. Not going to be calling, obviously, with king high. So up here, though, we could get called by king 10, queen 10, maybe something like ace 3. So I think we will bet. We'll go something like this size. And he has same hand, so he wasn't going to fold queen 10 or king 10 there. Not in this lifetime. This is another one we could sometimes check, I believe, with no heart in particular. And we'll double check. And we'll... Guess we'll do this. I don't know. Here we have top set on a board that's slowly becoming problematic. Yeah, I kind of expect to run into a flush here a lot, or even the straight, but we're not going to fold a set. And down here we have this. This dude could actually have ace king here. He could have some flush draws as well. Pocket nines. I'm going to check. Gonna want to have some hands that we check with when we give up that are reasonable in terms of strength. So river, once he doesn't bet, let's do this. Try not to run into jack 10 of hearts. Basically we got the board pretty blocked, so we're hoping to get a crying call from something like ace queen that peeled flop, or yeah, all right, we pulled. No bluffs, just no bluffs. There are no bluffs. As simple as that in those spots. Jack 10 of hearts, pocket nines, the one combo of queens. I guess he could have same hand. He could have king queen as well. That he could have. But that's the best case scenario for us. And he shouldn't have king queen offsuit, so there's not many. How many king queens are left? King queen of diamonds is one combo. King queen. And just no bluffs, so we don't really have to worry about it. I think theoretically we never block fold there, but that's what happens. It says Poker Stars after all. People have the nuts a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's alright. Not 100% sure though, but it doesn't really matter. Could have something like King Jack, King 10 suited, something like that. But here we floated flop with Jack 10 with the spades. I'd obviously fold every other Jack 10, call in this one. And we're going to have to bluff. We don't have to bluff very big though. I'm going to go small. If he has a flush draw, he has to fold it. If he has, I can't see him really check raising something like pocket sevens here, although he could. But we can still bluff him off those hands on the river if we want to. So I guess he could have something like eights or nines. But we're going to find out because he's going to jam if he has those. So hopefully he just has something like sevens, eights, nines, even sixes that check raise small. Obviously he's going to jam an ace. So if he has the quads, we're getting ripped on. No bluffs again. So pretty easy fold when we get shoved on here. All right, I will be back. All right, let's continue. So there's one hand, two hands. I usually start timer after 4 hands, so yeah, we can start it. Jack 10 suited, I think, is mostly a fold. We'll see what happens here. I don't expect any overcalls. Yeah, maybe this call sometimes. Roll to 30. I'm going to fold from these. I'm going to overfold from those positions anyway. Just because people under 3-bet. So, um, hmm. Let's do this. Seems thin. Seems very thin. But I mean, you should have ace 10. You should have ace jack. You should have ace king sometimes. And maybe he's the type who checks deuces on flop as well. Threes. We'll play this hand though. And we'll go for a really small bet on flop. Up here we get 4-bet by a nit. We're going to set mine. Completely set mine. We need a 10. We don't get it. This is a pure set mine though. We're not even going to call flop. Just going to fold. We're deep enough there to do that, I think. I mean, he has an overpair 100% of the time, so... Probably get paid when we do hit a 10 there. But normally we wouldn't even call. If we were 100 blinds deep, I would have folded, but 250, I think we were. Is that right? Were we 250? Yeah, 250 effective. That it's going to be quite reasonable to call there, even against a massive nit. Every time we miss, he wins a small pot, and every time we hit, we should win a big one. King Queen on this board, no hearts in sight. I'm gonna check this time. This is the hand I was talking about. Pretty good board for a small blind, but this dude is playing way too wide, so we'll go ahead and bet. Pretty easy bet fold if we get raised, and he's against a wide range. We should just get enough folds. We got an overcard and backdoor flush draw, so... Yep. Kings, we're not going to instantly 3-bet, but we are going to 3-bet. Clearly. Bit deeper there with that guy also. Turn an 8 down here in this limped pot. Got called by something. Up here we see bet with the ace of clubs. And we got called by... What did we get called by? An ace. So... Okay. So we check flop, check turn. Limp in, check flop, check turn. Check down to the river. Lets us get there. I didn't think he had an ace. Given the way he played that. This ace high over here. I'm gonna check, I think. I don't know. Maybe this is a bet. No back doors, though. I mean, maybe it's... Barreling ace high here, generally speaking, is probably not going to be a great idea. Maybe I should still bet. We have the right ace to barrel. We're here, we flop a massive draw, open-ender with flush draw. This one is a little awkward. I think we'll just do that. I don't know. We could just call, I guess, but it seems too strong to just call. And flop. I guess we'll do this. I'm not 100% sure. Probably not going to be half potting given his stack depth. Over here we flop gut shot, straight flush draw. That we miss. Over here we're going to check turn. And we get ripped on. Having the ace of diamonds is not good. I'm going to fold. Ace of diamonds not good. Here we still beat some draws like 6-7 and some other flush draws, so we're not going to be folding. Yeah, we beat absolutely nothing. I mean, unless like king 6 of hearts or something, but beyond that, it really sucks, and this hand is just not going to bluff. So 3-4, flop 2 pair. Okay. Not much we can do there. It's a standard hand by all parties involved. Queens we check. Check again. Kind of not a great spot when we face a bet. Trying to think if we have, or if we should call this. I'm going to, I think. I mean, we're going to run into ace jack a lot, but having the gutter, I think we call. I mean, that's really all we've got going for ourselves here. Yeah, so it comes down to like, what is a better bluff catcher? What is better bluff catcher, queens or a hand like, say, ace 5? I think queens is better, but the problem is he could just have every ace jack. Yeah. Alright, we'll fold. And up here, unfortunately, we lost this one as well. He just, for some reason, check raised the turn. No idea why. Just random. And then doesn't value bet river when he makes top pair. It's a classic stars hand there. Do something random with any two cards and win the pot. And play it as poorly as you possibly can. You really couldn't make... You literally could not play it worse. And then you got this guy donking this board. Right? The games are alive and well. That's all I know. That's all I really know. I guess that's all you have to know. And I'm going to 3-bet down here sometimes. And down here, this dude is nitty, but he opens small blind quite a bit, so... Over here, we get check raised. Not going to fold sevens just yet. That should be a way better card for me than him, because I could float some ace highs. He shouldn't really be check raising him that often. But yeah, I'm going to fold. I will have an ace a lot to call with, I don't think. I mean, sevens is like pretty much the bottom of the barrel, as they say. Down here, flop went check, check. We bet turn. He folds. Up here. I don't love this. I love it a little bit more now, but I still am not in love with it. But I'm gonna pot nonetheless. Down here, so this went open, 2 calls, limped or checked around flop. We're gonna pass with the king jack here. Over here, we 3-bet this. We get a pretty terrible board. We'll go ahead and not bet. He leads the ace. That's another classic move there. And pocket tens over here will mix this between call and 4-bet. 100 blinds deep. 4-bet this time. And what did they have over here in the hand where we got raised? We were sucking hind tit big time. Big time. We had the nut straight versus trips. And down here we've got... I got this guy labeled a nit, but he does not look that nitty, so... Check flop, call turn. River we're going to fold. With 5s, I believe. Kind of difficult to have a lot of bluffs on this river. So we'll have ace queen for playing that way sometimes. And a lot of his bluffs get there. Every jack 9 gets there. Queen jack gets there. Not to mention he could just have an 8 already. Or even something like ace 10, so... Yeah. So weird to think about poker when you're not playing compared to when you are playing. Like when you're thinking about how much you should play and how it's going to go. the thought of poker is much different than the experience, at least emotionally. Logically, or the rational mind, it's the same, but in the feelings, it's different. Because when you're just thinking about it or planning it or whatever, you're completely detached from any. Well, there's no result, so you're completely detached. You can analyze every situation with no or virtually no emotion. So, Ace King suited, no spades. I'm gonna check this time. Not gonna pure bet this. Do we ever want to check raise this? As one of our bluffs. Yeah. Going to this time. Maybe something like ace queen would be better, but I think, or having like backdoor flush draw. I think we're gonna go two streets with this anyway. And we get it through. That might not be the best hand selection, but here we're not gonna have much choice other than four bet call. We're kind of stuck in the middle here. Sucks. Hate it, but not gonna fold once we put 24 blinds in this situation. Yeah. And we'll bet flop. I'm gonna go really small. And we'll go small again. I don't know where his inflection point will be with something like, say, nines or whatever, jacks. But the river's not great, but we're still going to shove, I think, with this exact two cards. Going to run into queen sometimes, going to run into pocket 10 sometimes. But we're still ripping it in. And ace queen suited, all right. We double block that hand, so there's only ace queen of clubs left. That's why we choose that hand to barrel, but it doesn't matter, he has it, so I think it's a calculated decision. I don't think there's really much we can do. Ace King is certainly going to bluff sometimes. I guess maybe not always, but that should be our main. Seems like that should be our main bluffing combo is going to be Ace King. Blocking aces that may have slow played. Double blocking Ace Queen suited. Ace Jack up the clubs. We're going to come along this time, I think. No top pair for us. And we fold and move on. Up here, we river a 5. False showdown value. Over here, we have this. Do we want to bet this? I think yes. Gonna be hard for this to be difficult for this to be bad, I think. We could play Jack 10 this way easily. We could have pocket eights. We could have 8 9. We could even have something like King 8. So we do get raised though. But we river the nuts this time. So maybe he thinks when I check flop, I don't have a flush. And he's just happy to bet Jack 10 this big, but he's going to be mistaken this time. Maybe he was bluffing. Down here, this really is quite not fun, but we're going to call. And river, I mean, do we ever see bluffs here? Like, is that something we ever see? Hmm. Might have to call this, even though people never bluff. This guy might be capable of bluffing. I mean, he gave up. Well, he didn't value bet that thin. I'm probably going to pay him and regret it. That's probably what's going to happen here. But blocking 10-7 is a thing. Blocking Jack Queen is probably not a thing unless he has Jack Queen of clubs. He's overbet turn though. I'm gonna fold. Almost called, but I think we pass there. The 9, I don't know if he bluffs with a 9. That's the problem. So basically every 9x combo that he has, there's a chance he checks river, and that's a lot of combos. And probably not bluffing would be my guess. But I really don't know. I think my hand's okay as a bluff catcher. I don't know if he bluffs miss clubs or not. Some guys will, a lot of guys won't. Not entirely sure. But it doesn't really matter. Actually against this guy, I'm gonna fold this and give him a nit label. Down here, we're gonna go for a raise this time. And I'm gonna give up now. I don't really want to rely on him folding an ace, really. And even something like 4-5 now is not going to fold double gutter. And I'm probably not going to be happy to barrel three streets after, or check raise and then barrel turn and river. So, but over here we have a hand developing. Get the snap fold. That's a shame. Up here we could check, we could bet. We'll check this time. Call turn. Such a such a horrific river, isn't it? The 4 straight that doesn't complete the flush. Yeah, I mean I'm gonna have to fold, I think. We even lose to something like a random ace queen there, which is very unfortunate. We're gonna sit out again though. And we get shoved on over here. And I'll be back again. Taking a lot of breaks. Alright. Seems like a good time to pour some tea here. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. This is like self-therapy here. I know I'm talking to myself. There's nobody here. And I don't know if anybody will even see this, but it's kind of like feel a little uncomfortable, just a little bit. A little I don't know what the word is. I can't really think of I can't really can't really express what I'm feeling, but it's uncomfortable, let's say that. And I don't exactly know why. Probably because of the result, I'm guessing. But we're going to try and fight that and think of hours only. Whatever happens, happens. We try and play our best. And we'll leave it at that in terms of things that happen. If you bluff and get caught, so be it. If you value bet too thin, if you get beats, anything, none of it really matters. I'm worried that I'm under 3-betting from the big blind and stuff, but yeah. I guess I don't really even have to zoom the tables. A bunch of easy folds. So I expect this session, I expect to pay about $56 in rake. And here we're just gonna bet call, I guess. Down here I'm referring to. Up here we decided to 3-bet this time, which we will sometimes with that hand, not always, but sometimes. Top of my head's a little cut off, just because the chair's higher now with the pipe, the fix that the sinking chair problem's fixed, so I'm a little higher than what I was, so I'm a little cut off. Might have to recrop the camera a little bit, but not today. Ace 9 suited getting this price. I guess we call with the fish involved. Someone playing like half their hands and stuff. Obviously not super excited about it. Ace 9's pretty terrible. Something like Ace 5 or any of the wheel aces I can see being calls. This might be a little bit. I mean, it was good price though, so. But this is maybe with the rake a little bit too loose, but it won't be end of the world either way. So I expect, what do I expect to happen here? I expect the cutoff to have something like King 10 suited or pocket 10s a lot. Don't expect him to bet pocket 10s. Maybe queens. He could have queens as well. I'm not sure if he bets queens or not. But if he bets river, I would expect maybe even something like ace king wouldn't be a total shocker. Ace king no diamond, or even ace king with a diamond. 8-9, so he had a total airball bluff per pot. Okay. So that dude is capable of bluffing. We're gonna put that down. Maybe I should have called him in that queen 10 hand earlier. That's the guy. Well, I kind of had my suspicion that he was capable of bluffing. I said that during the hand, so I guess that's confirmed. That's what I mean. Like, I'm able to pick up on that stuff pretty quick. Like, how do I know that? I don't really even know. Something happened with him why I thought he was capable at some point. That we played with him today. Never, yeah, don't have any reads on him before this session, so yeah, I'm gonna fold the ace-8 down here. It's the person's first 3-bet. In a lot of hands, and over here we get limp re-raised. Something that's seems to be, I think, more common in Zoom, but it does happen on regular tables too. I see on the stream sometimes people are doing it. But down here we defended a min raise, min open. All right, so I think if I had a hand like, say, ace-8, I would have folded already. Ace-8 of clubs. Jack-8 of clubs I'm going to call. Reason being, like, I don't think he necessarily, like, I think he's polarized to having, like, he's not necessarily going to bet a hand like pocket sixes on the flop. And he's probably not going to bet one pair on the turn. So he's got Jack-10, which we block. Flushes. And then just overcards with diamonds, I think, mostly. So that's why we call turn there. And we do have a gut shot to the 10. We can improve. So that's why I said I'd fold ace-8. Call Jack-8. Blocking Jack-10. Having the gut shot is nice. So we're super deep up here. Cannot find the 10. Second time we've had 10s. 300 blinds deep. Other one was a 4-bet pot, though. Innocuous turn. Really doesn't change a whole lot. So we do block something like 9-10 suited, which could barrel this way. But I think we're going to call again. And that's a pretty nice river. This is close, though. I don't think turn is like a slam dunk. I don't think turn is a slam dunk call. So we got jacks, possibly queens as well. We definitely got 8s. So, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty convinced that he has aces. But can he fold them? I guess he does fold, okay. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's trying to bluff me off a hand like jacks. I don't know. The good river then, I guess. I almost folded turn, but Up here, this is going to be... What is this? Going to be a mix, I guess. We roll a 13, so we'll call this time. Yeah, okay. We'll pass. We'll pass. So up here we've got open 3-bet overcall. Jeez, I wanted to do something down here, but having the ace of clubs, I guess, is bad now, right? I don't really rep ace queen there either, so not gonna fold getting this price with the overcards when this dude could literally have any pair under the sun. Like pocket sixes and stuff, we got direct odds to draw to something like that. But not anymore. Down here we got 2 streets with king 5. I think it's a little bit thin to go 3. I think king 9. King 10 for sure. Problem is he could just have king... I guess it's only king 6. He could have every king 10 offsuit. Does he call with a jack? He could also have 9 10. So I think we check. Yeah, it's definitely a value bet against him. Thin for the win, I guess, in that particular situation. Min 3-bet down here. Not much we're going to do but call. And we'll fold flop. Here with ace king. I'm gonna just bet like sort of protection bet. This went limp call. Over here, again, not in love. Pot size bet, but the potential is there for this person to have ace 4, ace deuce suited, stuff like that. I think we have to lead river though. And we do get a call, which is cool. Yeah, so he had the trips, he had the ace 3, he would have called a bigger size. Maybe I should go bigger there. It's just scary. Like, what bluffs? I'm thinking too much in terms of what my hand looks like and stuff. I should have just went bigger. Because he's not going to fold aces, right? He's not going to fold kings. He's not going to fold queens. He's not going to fold jacks. He's not going to fold a 3. He's not going to fold pocket 9s, 10s. Yeah, I should have went bigger. I went 2/3. I should have went at least 3/4. I think once you start getting up around pot, though, people do start folding a bit. So I think I could have went like 3 or 4 blinds more, maybe. But yeah, he's not going to go 3 streets with a lot of 1-pair hands. He might have went 3 streets there with the 3, but he's not going to go 3 streets with something like jacks, I don't believe, so... We have an absolute super nit here. Surely ace queen suited still going to be a 3-bet though. And we'll check fold this board against him. It's a pretty good one for the type of hands he's going to call, I think. All pocket pairs and just like big cards. Yeah. And we'll try and get the showdown here. Meanwhile, over here we do have kings. We're going to go bigger on flop. First the nit, I'm just going to check fold. Brick Tricks. Canadian player. Been 3-betting this guy a lot. I kind of expect to get played back at some point, but nope. The days of that sort of thing being relevant might be over. It might be people just are playing their hand in the theoretical sense. At least the regs, like they're just going to 4-bet when they have hands to 4-bet and they're not going to adjust to what I'm doing. I will 3-bet down here though sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Put in the squeeze. Clearly fold into any 4-bet. So, I mean, I expect this to be pretty pocket pair heavy. We don't block king, queen. I think, yeah, our blockers are kind of irrelevant. I'm going to give up. Just don't. I don't want to try and make this guy fold jacks or 10s. And I kind of got the wrong queen. We don't block king, queen, and suited. Which, I mean, it'll only be one combo, but still, I think that's a spot where people do flat ace king sometimes as well, so I don't know. Kind of expect that to be fairly pocket pair heavy, though. He bet pretty quick. It's hard to envision many bluffs, though, when he does that. Kind of quick bet. What bluffs would he have? And this is all, like, expecting him to have, like, a logical range as well, which you certainly won't. Or, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people certainly won't. You'll see some king, all the king jack suiteds probably, maybe even king 10 suited, maybe even some like king queen offsuit sometimes. See that a lot. So maybe more king X than he's supposed to have. I think I want to have having the ace is irrelevant. Ace king suited, I assume, is going in. So the ace is irrelevant. You'd rather have the king of clubs than the ace of hearts. This is pretty likely to go 3 ways over here. Ah, the old limp re-raise again, huh? Well, I wasn't wrong. It did go 3 ways, or it could go 3 ways. It's gonna go 3 ways. Would have been a nice one to flop a 4 on. I'm pretty sure the limp re-raiser. Well, now I'm not so sure. Down here we have a 3-bet pot. Blocking pocket 8 isn't great. Having no spades. I got better hands to bluff. I think king 8 is not going to be ideal. Blocking pocket 8's not great. Yeah. Yeah. Just going to give up with this one. Not going to have a bet check bet hand here. Not going to have a bet check bet line here against these people, because he was never folding that in this lifetime. So we give up on that turn. What did that guy call me with? Over here, king 10. So he flopped 2 pair and checked it down. Down here we have a very easy turn call. And a very easy river check. Alright, so he's just value betting ace jack, I guess. Gonna be checking this king turn down here. Good one for him. Good card for him. Even though we do have a king this time, he just chooses not to bet it. Which means he probably has ace queen. Or a hand like ace 7. So I'm going to block river and hopefully he just calls with ace high. He does not. The cold 4-bet over here, which we're going to happily fold to. I'm going to 3-bet this up here also. The guy's nitty, but it's not a big enough sample, and he's 3x, so I'd rather 3-bet than call, I think. And over here, looks like the whole table's going to get involved. And good luck with that. It's a spot where you can seriously never have a bluff. It's a shitty. It's kind of a bad spot for him, really, because he just has to have it. He has to have ace king or better. This person just has 3-4 offsuit. Ooh, no. No. Cannot get there this time. Another spot over here where we have, I'm going to assume 2 fish involved here. We'll bet this one, though. I like betting more when this player has a player behind, so he has to worry about this guy. Like if he has pocket eights here, he may not continue. We get raised though, which I guess means he has ace jack, so we're drawn to a 10. And we do have the king of clubs, but I don't think we're ever going to get to realize that. 17%. If we stack him, maybe it's we got 8 out, we got 4 outs once, which is like we got about 10% equity. We need 17%. So I think we call still. We only got to make up 2 or 3 units, and I think we will if when we get there. And it's not like we never, well, there you go. We just realized some equity there. So that's something else I have to keep in mind, is that he's not always going to 100% shove turn. But we're still just check folding. I expect to see ace jack or ace queen that was just going to go with it. So, yep. I think that's fine. Pair, we turn top set on a 4 straight board. We'll check. I mean, I can't imagine him. Yeah. Well, it's a 5 straight now. So. No, he just did have the 2 pair. Okay, so he's drawn dead to a queen on the river there. 10 would have been nice. It's just so hard for him to have that hand when I have aces. Aces seem like the first hand that's gonna want to check. And what are we getting called by? His flush draws have less equity. Yeah, seems like that's the first hand that's gonna want to check, and I would rather bet something like king jack, to be honest, or king 10. To give him more top pairs to call with. So yeah, I set this modest $50 a day in EV, just because I think you'll never be fully. I'm still gonna 3-bet this guy, even though he's very tight over here. Yeah, I mean, you'll never be 100% detached. But it's not that unrealistic, what I've said. And it's not a short-term thing either. It's just a long-term thing. Down here, we can make him fold some better ace highs. Let's do this time. Yeah. This might not be great with the ace high flush draw, but the nice thing about this is maybe I should have bet smaller, because we kind of want to keep in worse flush draws. So I think I should have went smaller. But he just flopped full house. So that's the type of hand we're trying to make him fold. Would be something like 4s or whatever. But he's just got the nuts. He didn't like that river though, I bet. We might accomplish our goal if he doesn't have. If he doesn't have pocket 3s and he has pocket 4s, 5s, 6s instead. So we 3-bet 5-4 suited down here. It only has a 6% 3-bet, but it's not a massive sample. Probably not enough to really gauge one way or the other. This should be a spot where I have more flushes than him. Because he's not supposed to be calling with a bunch of suited hands, with the rake being as high as it is, but he probably will, nonetheless. And maybe easy fold. With 5-4 there. Do we ever want to check raise this turn? I'm not going to this time. I don't know about that ace-8 overbet. That was maybe not ideal. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm kind of want to keep in his worst flush draws. Like his queen-high ones, let's say. But yeah, I think maybe not overbet. Maybe normal size. But, because really I'm trying to fold out, but the normal size might not fold out the pocket pairs. That's what I'm thinking. So it's kind of an exploitative sort of thing. And I do expect him to check raise some frequency with pocket threes and king X. So yeah, can't be that bad. It can't be that bad regardless. But just trying to think if that's the optimal play or not. I can see pros and cons to either side there. Pocket seven's down here. Going to check. And we'll fold this time. We got tons of hands to continue with there. Over yonder, we have king 9. We'll do this. Probably going to bet flop, check turn, and sit out again. And we will check turn with king 9. And on the river, what would we do if we had queens or jacks here? Ace king. Oh, okay. That's the nittiest thing I've seen today, for sure. Button versus small blind with 100 blinds. No 4-bet. Checks turn when I check, and just calls river when I bet. That is, that's some nitty shit right there. Alright, so I've been sitting here with no music going this whole time. Or no sound on my end at all, so I'm gonna try and put some sort of sound on here. Hopefully it doesn't crash everything. It shouldn't, but you never know. Let's see. Yeah, I'll sit back in when... Alright. I might actually switch back to Google Chrome. Why did I switch from Chrome to Firefox in the first place? Can't remember why. No. So, what are we looking at here? Yeah, I'm just gonna put on some kind of background noise. Lo-fi, whatever this is. There, and you shouldn't be able to hear it, right? Yeah, you can't hear it, but I can. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's continue. Try not to worry too much. Try to just play and play as best I can and not worry. The fuck am I listening to here? This is yeah, that's not gonna work. I can't. It's like rain. It's like rain music or some shit. It's still not good, but it's good enough. I tend to listen to music that doesn't have words when I play. It's kind of study music, I guess you'd call it. Check the Ace King here. Um, yeah, just gonna have to call this sometimes, at least in theory, but yeah, it's a good bet by him. Don't know if it gets bluffed enough, though. That's the problem. Theoretically, we're supposed to call, though, sometimes anyway. Ace King with a club is going to be more likely to bet, so when we don't have the club... we're going to have no club in the check down line. And we get raised here. I didn't really expect this, to be honest. But we're going to 3-bet the turn anyway. I can just see us making a pair of 8s here, though. I can just see that happening. Or, yeah, or we get the Jack River. One of the two. And we'll go for the river shove and try not to run into Jack Queen. That would be... Oh, that would be dirty, wouldn't it? It would be dirty, yeah. Not only would it be, it was. It's rough when you got the hearts covered as well. It's a rough one. Nothing you can do about that, though. Over here... I think we're just going to go with the bet fold. Up here, what the fuck is going on here? Gonna fold jacks anyway. Do we want to 3-bet this for 3x open? Yes, I think we do. Especially against a guy from Canada that I've never seen before. It's all about the hours, right? It's all about the hours. It's all about the hours. We're here to put in hours. Over here, I think we're going to use this as one of our no equity barrels. Blocking 7s and 8s is certainly relevant. Yeah, I mean, there's ace highs that have to fold. And I think with no diamonds, this is going to make a pretty reasonable triple as well. Up here against this nitty dude. I don't know. I'm just going to fold. Not going to have much choice on bottom left either, unfortunately. I guess the button's going to have exactly pocket 8s, is my guess. That guy has the nuts. The other guy had ace 8, so maybe he didn't have pocket 8s. What the fuck would he have then? I guess two pair somehow? That doesn't make sense. Maybe rivered pocket 7s? He had something like that. Pocket 7s, pocket 8s. Over here with this ace high. What do we do with this? Call? Right. So I would rather have ace 3 than say ace 10 or ace 8. But I don't think I want to pure call ace 3. I'd even rather have ace 3 than ace queen. I think. I just don't expect to get bluffed enough, though. That's the problem we run into. And I did roll a 76, which I don't think all of my ace-x hands are going to... I don't think they're all going to call that much. Not ace 3, ace 4, ace 5. Well, maybe. Perhaps if I only call ace 3, ace 4, ace 5, and fold ace 6 through ace queen, then it probably does. Maybe. It's a nice turn there. Not gonna slow play. And if you had to put a river down, if you had to pick one, if you had to pick one you don't want to. I mean, luckily we do have the. Well, luckily we do have the 10 of diamonds, but this is gonna be a tough spot to get called now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's unfortunate. A lot of unfortunate things tend to happen. I'm not going to fold here getting this price. Yeah, there's just no way in hell he ever bluffs there when I've raised turn. Like, what bluffs? He's bet called the turn. What bluff can he possibly have? Like, they just don't exist. It's just bad. Just bad. This is nothing new, though. They're bad. They've always been bad. What do we want to do down here? I think we squeeze this still. Could end up 3 ways, though. That could happen pretty easily. Nope. All right. I'm gonna start bluffing over here with this king queen with the queen of hearts this time. Hmm. I just don't expect to get any folds. I mean, he's not gonna fold a pair. We block ace queen and ace king. Yeah, I just don't think he's gonna fold. He does not. He wouldn't have folded the turn either. So we were just destined to lose that hand, no matter what. No matter what action we choose there. I mean, I don't think I'm playing that bad. It just feels like I am for some reason. Or not, yeah. The futile feeling of online is just there in the background. Even though it is about hours, like it's still a little, it's just a little bit there. I guess that is what kind of takes the fun or enjoyment of playing out of it, is the fact that you feel that feeling of, I know it's about hours and I'm going to play the hours, but at the same time, like the fun part of it is you're not supposed to know what's going to happen, right? Anything could happen, but it just doesn't really feel that way. It feels like no matter what you do, you're going to end up with the same result, long-term result also. Uh, yeah, against such bad players. So that's sneaking up on me a little bit. Little bit. That's what makes it not that interesting or exciting to play. That's the avoidance part, is the feeling of the capped feeling, I guess. But we'll see. I have a very modest, like I say, even the results oriented bit of my thinking is very it's pretty modest, so put in the hours and we'll see what happens. Got about 2 hours left, just under 2 hours now. Massive 3-bet size down here. Very, very large. Given the that he's in position and everything. I don't know if that matters, like if he's really thinking about that. It's gonna make me call less though, that's for sure. And 4-bet more. So we'll 4-bet this hand. Don't really want to fold it. Maybe that's a size he uses only for value, I don't know. Or maybe that's just his size. I'm not going to read into the size too much. Other than the fact that he's probably not good. That's what I'll read into it. And he is 3-betting a lot still, so. We're going to value bet river like that. And hopefully just run into something like ace 10 or king 10 or queen 10. Given the way the hand played out, I'd expect him to have that pretty often. But maybe not. Maybe, I don't know what the hell he's got. I think a hand like that probably calls by now. I'm gonna cold 4-bet down here sometimes. We'll do it this time. Yeah, you can't hear the music, but it's playing. So now we got a couple of situations. We got this one, which I'm gonna jam this time. But we're gonna call sometimes too. And we got this one, which is a 3-bet pot. And we got this one, which is also a 3-bet pot. Just gonna shove turn here. With a stack to pot ratio up here. We get a fold up here and back down here. We got this. If he rips it here, I'm going to be very sad. He does not. I mean, I can't envision him checking a better hand than this. I mean, he could have ace queen, but he could also just have like aces with a spade too and play it this way. So I mean, our hand has to be a jam, right? There's just no alternate play, no alternative. So that was a little flurry of action that sometimes happens on 4 tables. That was a good example of it. As to where it can get a little overwhelming, but... So, no one has a straight on this board, or shouldn't. I think we get to go bigger, especially with queens. They're going to want to go bigger. Top setup here in a spot where he's never really supposed to have ace-queen, or not supposed to have ace-queen very often. And no sets, so I think we get to go big. I could have queen 9 though, but I have all those too. And if we get check raised, I got a feeling that's exactly what we're going to run into. Ace jack down here. Go small. King 9 up here. Interest in open size. Still don't think we fold this. Be kind of interesting if we had a spade here. It probably could raise sometimes with a spade, but no spade, that's going to be difficult. But I think against this size, we're not going to fold though. Over here we squeeze as well. Get a fold there. Back to this hand. Yeah, let's do this. I can't envision us having a worse hand here, really. So. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Ace King. All right, the classic. The classic. He was never folding that on any river, but... Ace 5 suited. I guess I don't really have to zoom in. Let's do that. I'm going to give up over here with the ace, or the queen 10 rather, on that card. Pretty happy to check fold. Ace 5 down here. No diamonds on board, but I think we're still going to continue. We block pocket 5s, which is great. Only problem with calling here, you always get like a jack or 10 turn, or king, but this time we got an ace. Alright, so now we beat queen 9, which is nice. Ace queen, I would say it's an unusual check raise. I won't say you can't have ace queen, but unusual. I think we have a good hand to raise here. Having a set blocker is certainly a thing. All right. Now we get to fold, I think. Do we? I mean, he shouldn't do this with any hand, really. Other than pocket 9s. And he really shouldn't even do it with that. Is that just all he has is pocket nines? Like, is he gonna... I don't think he bluffs this way. Alright. I don't think we run into the bluffs. I think it's just pocket nines. Pocket five. I mean, it's still... There is the one combo of pocket fives left that he can have, but... Like, I'm gonna raise when I have ace nine and ace five. More often than when I have ace queen, for example. Definitely. Three bet pot over here. So maybe we just avoided a cooler there. I think most of his draws, like... Yeah, I just can't see that being a... Definitely can't see that being a bluff. And like he can't even have like the... I guess he... Yeah, there's just no bluffs. Just no way. And you can't even have like ace X of hearts. Like ace... I mean, we lose to... Even if it was, say... Yeah, no. There's just no bluffs. Let's face it. He's not going to check raise flop and then bet... 3-bet the turn... with any bluffs there. So our whole... The whole point to raising there is... We get... Well, he bet small for one. We want to charge the draws more. And get value from something like queen nine. But it's mostly charging the draws. A lot of draws there. Checking down ace high here against fish. Fish, bloop, 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 bloop. Pocket sixes versus under the gun open, no club. And the 1/3 size. Yeah, I think we peel, but not happy about it. I think I'd rather peel fours, to be honest. But I think against that size we peel, and then anything bigger we fold unless we have the club. That's what I'm guessing. Down here we just 4-bet. Gonna go with that. Whoa. Sixes we flatted on the button here. With this guy in the blind, we want to play with him, so. We got the Rockets over here. Are we in the leaderboard? Completed. Yeah. Completed for $0. $0 indeed. We got an interesting spot over here against this guy. I'm gonna... No, I'm gonna call. Dude's 31, 20, 15 over 109 hands, so... When you factor in the 31, 20 part of that equation, it's pretty dicey. He's pretty aggressive. And we do have some reverse implied odds here, but I think we're still going to peel one. And just fold turn. at this juncture. It really sucks to lose to ace king here, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to bluff this sometimes to try to make him fold ace king, but no, he's got queen deuce. Okay. Well, I mean, what can you do? Guys, 4-bets queen deuce and spikes a deuce. The call was absolutely correct. And yeah, there's nothing you can do about this stuff. Nothing you can do other than switch sites or not play. That's the two options you have. I got a good turn over here, but I'm sure this will go. I'm sure this will go or end up result in him folding somehow. Just out of fear. I mean, he has to have an overpair here. There's just no two ways about it. He must. So let's do this. See if he wants to fold aces. Oh, man. This is... I have to fold here. Believe it or not. It's hard to believe. Hard to believe. It's hard to believe. Making sets and he's just got pocket tens or he's got quads. That's what he's got. It's one of the two. Down here, kind of a weird river, but we're gonna bet. Tons of ace X. Shouldn't really have king queen. Shouldn't really have 8-9. Could have ace jack, but I'm gonna raise over here as well. Yeah, so I mean, like these spots that come up, like these sets with all the runoffs and everything, like that's not gonna, that really shouldn't be a Zoom related issue, right? Oh, I don't think that has anything to do with Zoom. I think that'll happen. It shouldn't anyway. Boy. Rough stuff, I'll tell you that. Rough stuff. That having to put in over 100 blinds and fold with hands like that is, it's rough. Just can't see him doing that with, can't see him doing that with anything we beat there. Can't see it. Here we got another spot over here. Check. We probably get an ace turn this time. That would be my guess. Yeah, got the quad turn. All right, so he doesn't share a queen. It's kind of a bad turn in a way because now he's just going to give up with whatever he's got. There's the ace. It's just such a bad spot for him. Generally speaking, yeah, I'm not sure what he's up to here, but we do have quads, right? It's just unbelievable how bad these guys are. Unbelievable. A spot where he never has aces and I have aces always. He never has kings. I have kings always. Well, not always, but I have 100% of the combos. Guess he's just bluffing, trying to rep a queen, I guess. Pretty bad though. Pretty bad. It's fine. Happy he did it. Man, if he could run even just slightly reasonable, he would do so well. I'm going to sit out though because I'm starting to talk about that kind of stuff, which is bad. We don't talk about that anymore. We only talk about the hours. That's all that matters. I already paused the timer. Gotta make sure I remember to. Ah, we're getting raised down here. Okay. We'll start with a call. That turn is kind of weird. I mean, it's not the worst turn in the deck because something like ace 3 shouldn't be raising that much. Yeah. King X of clubs, I guess he could have. King 10 would be unusual, but not unheard of to raise. But let's see what he had. I guess he turned to 4. Nope. He had the Jack 8 of clubs. Interesting. All right. Alright. We'll start straight away. How long have we been going? 3 hours and 6 minutes, so a lot of breaks. So, it's going to take us obviously more than 4 hours of stream time to get 4 hours of play time. And down here, we're going to go for the cold 4-bet. Not going to fold to this guy. Don't really care what he has. He can have aces. It's fine. I saw him 4-bet queen deuce earlier. Saw him do something really bizarre when I had the quads. It's the same guy. So just going in with ace king suited and that's it. So that dude's just on a on some sort of a yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Up here we get to set mine. We probably don't want to flop a set though. So hopefully we just don't flop a set. God damn it. Down here, what's going to happen? I mean, we got pretty strong hands across the board. And we're going to get folds in all of them, it looks like. That's nice. At least we flopped them, I guess. Didn't lose anything. Maybe I shouldn't raise the sevens there, but I think I want to when we're that deep. Like, obviously at 100 blinds, we wouldn't raise, but a couple hundred blinds deep, we put in the raise. This is weird down here. A double check and potentially value bet river. Definitely value bet river, I think. Definitely, I think. So up here we bet flop, we bet turn. Probably gonna bet river as well this time. This dude does look fishy though, so called by 10 deuce offsuit. Not picking the greatest times to bluff. Yeah. You're telling me the win rate issue is Zoom related. That's what they're trying to tell me here. Is that the issue is Zoom related. All right. They block each other's outs and still flop a king somehow. Would have got there. I mean, obviously the king jack triple barrel is perfectly reasonable, at least. I mean, I just assumed he's fishy because he called in the small blind. I got no hands on him. Like, I don't know that he's a raging fish with 10 deuce offsuit. I think I had 3 hands on him, so we got absolutely no information. But a reasonable hand to triple with, so we did it. And up here, We'll do that. Kind of sucks when you have the tens like blocking a lot of the draws. Such a bad river. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad in the way that it's a diamond, but yeah, it's just blocking the like all the 9 10s, all the jack tens. Having the diamond is nice, I guess, but he's probably not going to do this with a 7. He's probably going to do this with an 8 or better, and we block a lot of the draws. So 10 seems like the first reasonable, or yeah, first reasonable overpair that will fold, it seems like. Maybe the Diamond River saved us money there. I don't know. And you get the board pairing on the with the flush draw. It's another classic stars. The classic stars occurrence. And I think we'll block river as well. Queen 10 should raise. Snap call. Okay. I mean, we do lose some value when he has something like King 10, but King 5 of heart somehow peels flop, doesn't bet turn. Zoom related win rate issues. Okay. It must be Zoom related. I think ace queen over here, we get to do some betting with this. Probably going to do it this time. Go half pot. Not going to be betting this board always. We get snap raised. All right. Down here we have a flush. We'll go for the call. We got the dummy end of the straight flush. I'd rather not make the straight flush, to be honest, but down here we call a 3-bet. Appeal flop. And we're going to fold turn, obviously, with ace high. Interesting. I mean, he's not, certainly could have something like kings. I think with the Jack of Hearts, we're going to check. Because it's less likely he has something like Jacks with a heart that calls. Down here, we win a pot. Pool must be dying a bit, I guess. No, not really. 96 players or so. Yeah, so you're kind of like online poker. You're kind of a bit between a rock and a hard place these days. You got the super high rake and everything on GG. We're gonna call here. And then you got the PPI business as well, which is not ideal. But at the same time, Stars is like unbeatable for some reason. Or, yeah, not unbeatable, but it sure as hell feels that way. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah. Face a largest check raise down here. Ace 10, ace of spades. I think we have to fold. Particularly when I use the larger sizing, I think we can't float there as much. Should have made this bigger perhaps, given we're a bit deeper. But probably just gonna flop a set anyway. Save some money. Down here, this guy does not like to. Well, I don't know if he likes to fold, but he definitely likes to bluff a bit. We've seen that in the past. And we're gonna give up on this hand. Yeah, just not gonna be bluffing this time. No reason to really. There's too many hands are gonna continue. Like anything with a 6 or 9 in it's never gonna fold. Anything with a king in it's never gonna fold. Anything with 2 diamonds in it's never gonna fold. And back over here, we get a fold. So yeah, I'll tell you the truth. My lack of playing or not wanting to play has not. It's actually got nothing to do with my own ability. Like I know I'm playing better than these guys. It's you just have to be. Like you can't. I'm gonna bet this into two people. Just pocket nines here when they're both fish. The standard of play is pretty shocking. Yeah, so it's not really so much that that's the issue. What am I doing down here? I think I'm gonna check and bet the river. He had sevens, so it makes sense. Down here we have this. We'll call turn. So what's supposed to happen in this spot is fish is supposed to have nines with a spade and call, or some sort of jack, or some sort of ten and call. That's what fish do, usually. Gonna bet for protection down here. It's a pretty bad river. I don't really see how we check call with sevens. Went check, check, flop. Turn, I bet for protection, he calls, and now river he bets. I don't know, maybe he has king five or something, but a lot of ace highs in there, I would imagine. So yeah, whatever I was saying, whatever I was talking about there, it's not really my own. Like I have to be playing better than this. Like it's impossible to not be. And not only do I think I'm playing better than them, I think I'm playing better than most of the best regs in the pool as well. So I'd expect out of like 100 players to be in the top 10 of them actually playing, and that's not a bragging thing. It's just it's such a low stake. That's just the way it is. But I'm not performing as like a top 10 winner. Not even close, I don't think. Why is that? It's the part I can't quite figure out. Nice spot here with tens. Just going to continue to check. Just such a bad turn. All right. I had to find out the bad beat jackpot EV on GG and see if it's how much it makes up for the high rake. So if we do play enough, that would make up some. That would be some form of rake back. I don't know how much. I'm gonna have to research that actually, just make sure. I'm gonna sit out again just 'cause I'm not feeling great after thinking about everything for just I can't logically process it. That's my problem. It's got nothing to do with the way I play or feeling like a fish. Because now I understand like that I didn't for a while. I didn't understand that I was playing better than the players. I thought maybe they were better than me, or as close enough to being as good that you can't really win much. You know, the EV is so close to zero that you'd barely win. But I don't know what's going on with it. I can't logically explain it. That's the problem. Anyway, I'm leaving again. All right, we have 1 hour 50, so I'll be done around one. Well, I might just play this hour and 15 minutes without sitting out again, or try to. Have more tea. A little refill on the old tea. Man, drank a lot of tea today. Holy smokes. So, yeah, we'll just think of it in terms of hours and nothing else. That's all you can do. What Yeah, I've said it a million times, but what tilts me is the fact that the players are so bad and I feel like I'm never going to get the results I am entitled to. You're entitled to nothing, but it is frustrating though to be against so many just massive, massive fish. I mean, GG cannot be any softer than this at 25-0. Just can't be. It has to be impossible. So down here we made a small 4-bet. And we'll go for the small flop bet as well. We got a couple things happening. We got a 3-bet pot up here deep. And we got this one down here. We win them both. All right. And I'm going to say logically, it can be explained by a couple of things. Which I've, and I have to talk to myself like this or else I'll just get flustered. So I hate to harp on it, but I have to talk myself into thinking about hours. So this is just how I have to do it. So yeah, so it is explainable through variance and just tilt, really. You could that's the most simple logical answer, but I don't want to accept that for some reason. But that probably is the combo. The tilt certainly cost me in the past. And it will in the future if you continue to tilt. So anyway, up here we got, I'm going to go for large size against a bit of a fishy looking guy. So it went limp, ISO, overcall, or defend in the big blind. And we'll just bet again. I'm going to bet fold. Here's a spot over here where we do have a gut shot multi-way. But the problem with this one is the 7 is not really not a clean out necessarily. And even the backdoor flush is not necessarily as clean as you'd like when, people will have Jack Queen of Hearts and Jack 10 of Hearts and 9X of Hearts and stuff. So, yeah. So it is logically explainable. It's just not tangible, really. With, I would say, probably tilt being the biggest factor. Even bigger than the variance, I believe, over the sample I've played on Stars. Tilt has been a major influence on my overall results. So that in itself, accompanied by some variance, could explain the whole thing, really. So it's maybe not as illogical as I think. I'm not going to squeeze up here. I'm going to just call, I think. Am I? Yeah. We'll do a bit of both. We'll squeeze sometimes, call sometimes. Probably should have, maybe should have squeezed against these guys. So I want to check raise here, but the fact that he's bet this size, well, the fact that he's bet this size into 2 people, I do have a pretty good hand to check raise. The problem I have with check raising is he's not really going to fold an overpair. So I'm not going to try and make him do that. I will check raise up here though. This guy also bet into 2 people. But it's a dry enough board is where I think people do bet multi-way. So I guess this guy's just got nothing. He's bet big into 2 people on this board. Okay, so this... Okay. Alright. Okay, so... Someone tell me what's going on there. We got pocket threes betting into 2 people. We got king 10 calling with me left behind. And then pocket threes calls the river.